Well, Jimmy, it's about that time again.
I think so.
The Round Table, where we discuss the Watchtower, the Jehovah's Witnesses, and how they're falling apart around the world.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah. Woo.
Well, that was a blast from the past, wasn't it, man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, welcome everybody back
Good
to
days.
the Round Table. This is a watered down version, I guess you could say, of the Round Table, since we don't have John with us. We don't have his wonderful technology and the green screen and all the fancy
We need the cool stuff, John. We know you're watching.
Yeah, come on. So we are literally back in my living room.
Yes.
And we're at the original Round Table. So if you saw some of the early Round Table videos, this is where it all began.
It is.
And then we ended up in John's studio.
Yeah.
We miss you,
brilliant
John.
idea.
We miss you, John. Just to let everybody know, John and Beth are doing wonderful. They're great friends, and we just wish them well. As far as the future, what we're going to try to do is we do have some folks that live locally. We may have some guests on here to fill out another seat here at the Round Table. And so
We're hiring.
Yeah. So if you live in the Burlington area, Raleigh, Greensboro, and you want to be a guest, not sure how many of these we can do because, we live 45 minutes apart. I work a lot. It's the summertime.
He's in BFE County.
I work a lot, so it's just very difficult for us to get together sometimes. But anyway, so we're here, and we have something we want to discuss this evening, and it's in regards to the shunning, but the shunning policy of the Watchtower, how it affects us, and what we can do about it, and what has happened in the world concerning the shunning. But first off, let's just catch up. It's been a year since the last time we did a video.
Yeah, it has been a year.
So how's the year been for you?
I would say in 2 years since the Round Table almost, but
Just about.
it's been a good year.
Good.
It's been a good year. And as far as all the JW news, that is great news. In that sense, it's been a great year. I mean, we heard about their official numbers. The Jehovah's Witnesses now are officially in decline.
Yep.
And they are fighting lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. And even in Africa, their stronghold, they're now starting to lose members there.
Yeah.
So they're on the decline there too. So this is good news. We're waking people up. So for those who feel like it is in vain to speak out against this big machine, no, it's not in vain.
Mm-mm.
We're very effective. We're making it happen slowly but surely.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I've talked to that say that because of the circumstances with the meetings now being on Zoom, that a lot of people are just kind of fading out of it.
Yeah,
not really
not a lot of motivation there.
Yeah, just turn the camera off and listen. I've not. Have you been on a Zoom thing?
I've seen them, and they are strange to me. I mean, a lot
I
of
haven't seen
rhetoric.
any.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of what they talk about. It's like they're getting tighter and tighter in the realm of trying to control the way that rank and file Jehovah's Witnesses think. I mean, it's getting to the point where it's a little disturbing.
I just can't even picture dressing up in my own house just to go on Zoom. I mean, it's different when you're doing business stuff, I guess.
Right.
But I don't know. But anyway, so watching Watchtower is still doing good?
Watching Watchtower is doing incredible.
Good.
It's doing great.
All right.
Doing
So
great.
for those that don't know, DACES has the Watching Watchtower Facebook group. I have Triple T to the G, otherwise known as Toppling the Tower globally. Both of our groups are doing great. We talked before we started the video tonight and realized that our groups, we have the same goal in mind, but our demographics are a little different.
Yeah.
I have more of a Generation X and higher group, and yours is more of millennials, would you say?
It kind of is. I mean, I was surprised tonight looking at the stats. My biggest demographic would probably be, what was it, 25 to 44?
35. Yours was 35 to 44, and mine was 45 to 54.
Yeah, and I had a lot of members in their 20s, 52 point something percent women, 47% men, and then I think there was a little bit of margin for error there where, I don't know, I guess people choose not to reveal their gender.
Yeah, there was a couple customs in there.
Customized.
Yeah, mine's like 57% women and 43% men in top of the tower. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
wow.
But we run them differently.
Yeah.
And it's been, both of them are still going good. So whatever we're doing is working. So
definitely.
So we just do the best we can to give people a voice, help them heal, help them make friends. Deasis is a little more liberal on his when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
We won't discuss that in this video.
I don't care what you talk about in the group. Just be respectful.
Yeah, so, and in our group, we chose, we're not talking politics at all.
Yeah.
And it's worked out great, so.
And I think you said it was a unanimous vote.
Yeah, I did.
Like you subjected it to voting, and nobody wanted politics.
Yeah, it was like I
get
put up
that
a poll.
shit out of here.
I did a poll. Do you like it, or should we, talk about it? And it within 2 hours, it was 63-0 that we don't want to talk about it.
It's like, well, that's a wrap.
So it's unanimous in triple T to the G.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the group's doing good, work's going well. We've just been really busy. It's really difficult for us to get together, but we're glad we're able to do this video tonight. And what we wanted, like I said before, is we want to talk about the shunning. And for those that are not Jehovah's Witnesses, and you may be watching this, shunning is what the Jehovah's Witnesses do when a member decides that they want to leave that organization, or that member gets disfellowshipped, or whatever. So if you change your mind because of the fact that you just don't want to be dealing with that religion anymore, then those that are still in will shun you. They will not talk to you. They will not call you. It's very, very limited. And Watchtower tries to say that normal family relations continue to exist.
Right. And here's the thing that I want to tell the public about. And this is really the reason that we're doing the video tonight. So there's a difference between excommunication, disfellowshipping versus shunning. Now, the Jehovah's Witnesses will try to publicly paint that they disfellowship, but that there are some kind of normal family relations, like he said, that resume. But that's not true. What they do is actually even more extreme. They shun. Now, that's where you are completely disconnected from your friends and family, and they're threatened with also being shunned and disfellowshipped if they communicate with outsiders who have left the Jehovah's Witness Church. And they will cut you off from your family. Now, see, that's what we're attacking. If someone wants to remove me as a rank and file Jehovah's Witness because they feel like I'm not an exemplary Jehovah's Witness, me personally, that's understandable because I'm not really living up to the Jehovah's Witness code. But to remove our ability to talk to our families, in Jimmy's case, his parents and his sister, in my case, really make it very hard for me to have a normal relationship with my daughter, whose parents are still in the organization. That is something that needs to be addressed.
What's that like for you, having, the relationship that you're trying to have with your daughter, or the lack of being able to, how's that work for you?
Yeah, I mean, it really puts a damper on it because her parents, her mom and her stepdad, they're not comfortable with the fact that I'm no longer a Jehovah's Witness. And, given the type of rhetoric that, Brother Tony Morris says about how we're, decaying corpses, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about who said that, but how we're decaying corpses, right? And how we're going to roast at Armageddon, and how we're going to be out like smoke. I mean, it makes it really hard for me to have a healthy, co-parenting situation with my daughter. and, even be able to see her at times because they're so uncomfortable with the fact that I am an agent of Satan's world, according to what they're taught on a regular basis.
Yeah.
This is what we're attacking here tonight, and this is what we're trying to address and gain a little momentum here for tonight.
Yeah. And then as far as for me,
yeah,
my mom and dad, they shunned me. Now, it really started in the summer of 2019 is basically when they started shunning me. And then like in August, my dad did give me a phone call. He said, sorry that I've been doing this. You know how your mom is. I'll call you later. I still haven't heard back from him, but dad's one not to use the phone a lot. So I'll cut him some slack there. But as far as my mom, there's been no phone calls, no phone conversations. I have sent her a couple of messages on Facebook Messenger, and I'll send a message. I could be talking about living in Japan when I was younger, but she'll be like, I hope Jehovah will help turn you around from where you're at and what you're doing. And it always goes back to Watchtower rhetoric.
Right.
And it's like you cannot have a normal conversation without being told that you're not good enough, you're not doing what you need to be doing, and if you come back, then we'll love you. Well, that's not unconditional love.
Right.
And Watchtower likes to spout that they're about love. Okay, but they're not about unconditional love.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm the freaking oldest kid they have. I'm the one that's been there to try to help take care of them, but yet I get shunned because I changed my mind and I don't believe the way they believe, and that's sad.
And here's the interesting thing is that we've got it lucky. We're lucky. There's some Jehovah's Witnesses who have been disfellowshipped out here who have had no contact with their family for years.
Yeah.
And their families will move away and completely just disown them.
And then members of their family will pass away, and they won't hear about it for like 4 days, a week.
Not even tell you.
I mean, really?
Your parents died or your children died, and their funeral was a year ago.
Yeah.
So it's not all lost.
No. Yeah.
There's some good news.
There is hope. So we're not going to make this video very long. So we're going to go into what we wanted to talk about and discuss that, and then talk about what we plan on doing about this and how we can get the ExJW community to help assist us in this. So we
need your help.
Absolutely. Now, this is not breaking news, and I think there's been several ExJW YouTubers that have already covered this, but it is the situation in Belgium. For those that don't know about the Belgium story, I'm just going to go ahead and read the article real quick. And then we'll talk about it. It says, court hits Jehovah's Witnesses with a €96,000 fine for discrimination. Now, I didn't know how much a euro was. Yeah. So I looked at it. It's like equivalent to $112,000. And it says the Belgian chapter of the Jehovah's Witnesses have been handed a $96,000 fine by a court in Ghent for discrimination and incitement to hate. It sets a precedent in Belgium that religious doctrine cannot be used as an excuse to break human rights laws. Let me read that again. It sets a precedent in Belgium that religious doctrine cannot be used as an excuse to break human rights laws. I'll continue. The ruling was the end of a 6-year struggle by ex-member Patrick Hake for recognition of the religion's practices, which he described as cruel to the point of leading to suicide as discriminatory. 15 other former members and the Federal Central for Equal Opportunities, UNEA, eventually signed on to the case. The plaintiffs were particularly concerned about shunning, a practice used to discourage members from leaving or even questioning the religious doctrines. Members of the Jehovah's Witnesses are strongly discouraged from having relationships or friendships outside the congregation. Cult. Should someone no longer want to be a member or begin to question some of their beliefs and practices, they risk being excommunicated and consequently shunned. Yeah. This means that no Jehovah's Witness can ever speak to them again, including their own families. If your relationship with the Jehovah's goes wrong, you end up being shunned, said Hake. Nobody's allowed to talk to you anymore. Ex-witnesses are often left without family or friends. They suffer and have a greater risk of committing suicide.
Thank you.
After hearing testimony from the plaintiffs in the case, from former members who were abandoned by their parents to warnings that they were possessed by the devil, the court came down on the side of the plaintiffs and imposed a fine of 96,000 euros on the Belgian chapter. And then there's a little bit more, but you can actually just Google that and read more of the article. So yeah, that lined it out. Let's look at that. You were the devil.
Yeah.
You know, I've been called a tool of Satan. I mean,
and you know, and to hear that coming from your family, can be devastating. I mean that.
Well, to the point where it talked about suicides.
Yeah. And you know, for the outsiders out here, it is not uncommon to hear about disfellowship members committing suicide. When you think about all these people who go on these mass shootings or do these crazy things, what's the one thing that they usually have in common?
Ooh, they're a loner.
They're a loner.
They're depressed.
They're depressed. Or, you know, and another thing that I think of too is they don't have social skills. When you're raised in the cult, you're not taught how to really deal head on with your emotions. You're taught to just obey.
And suppress them.
So when you're suddenly cut off from this lifeline of, you know, having an organization basically control your thinking and your actions for you, and you're suddenly left to think on your own, and then also add that with, you know, feeling guilt for what you supposedly have done to get disfellowshipped, and then on top of that, you're shunned. You're shunned, possibly even for the rest of your life. It's not an uncommon thing to hear about ex-Jehovah's Witnesses committing suicide.
Yeah.
So this is why we do what we do, and this is why we're making this video.
Yeah. So yeah, on top of the pain and the heartache that people have to deal with, you know, then you got the whole, okay, you if you got disfellowshipped, that's because, well, God doesn't love you now.
That's right.
You know, so now you're at home by yourself, and you're like, God doesn't love me. My family doesn't love me. My family doesn't talk to me. Why even live?
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what some of these folks have to deal with mentally, and that's so frustrating and disheartening and sad that people have to feel that way.
Right, and you know, and you think about it too. A lot of outsiders, oh, well, fine, if I get disfellowshipped, I won't care. Well, it's easy to say that until you're cut off completely by your family. And you truly believe that because you've been disfellowshipped, that you have separated yourself from God's love, and you are now placing yourself in line for eternal destruction at God's War of Armageddon. And you've been hearing that ever since you were a kid. Now, it's a different story when you're in it.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we talked about the effects of that. Now we want to just end the video with this part of the subject.
Here's the good news.
Yeah, this is what Diasis has been working on. Yeah. You just take it away. What you got, man?
Yeah, so, all right. And this is kind of a part two to a video that I did 2 years ago when I was trying to petition, you know, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses from around the world, you know, to do a class action lawsuit. So this is a game changer here, and this really is a ray of light and hope.
And this is something that can be done because it's already been done in Belgium.
This was a game changer.
I mean, seriously, that one sentence that I read, it sets a precedent in Belgium that religious doctrine cannot be used as an excuse to break human rights laws.
Yeah.
And as far as the United States...
Human rights.
Yeah. And as far as the United States is concerned, I think they bought into the UN's human right law thing, where they don't, you know, they try not to violate human right laws.
Right.
But here we have an organization inside the United States that is violating human rights laws.
Yeah, and you know, it's amazing, too, the level of hypocrisy that a lot of the Jehovah's Witnesses have. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and including a lot of the members in authority. You know, they're so quick to disfellowship and cast off people and yet play victim. yet they're the ones that are victimizing other people.
Yep.
So,
what you got?
Yeah. So we're putting together or trying to build momentum to get more class action lawsuits going, or lawsuits in general, for their shunning policy. So here's what we are, I guess you can say, lobbying for or standing for right now. We want to create policy change. We want to make enough of a noise about this to where officials will finally start hearing our grassroots movement here to stop the shunning. Right, Beth?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To stop the shunning, though, and to, I lost my point, but anyways, you get the idea. So
yeah, we don't edit. This is all
right. We don't edit.
We don't edit.
Yeah,
we don't have that fancy stuff John had.
Right. So the attorney that actually is handling a few cases and trying to build a class action lawsuit is actually in Canada. His name is John McKeegan. And his toll-free number is 888-510-3577. Now, he's handled a few cases, if I remember correctly, on child sexual abuse within the Jehovah's Witness organization. But he's also trying to put together a class action lawsuit for Jehovah's Witnesses or ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who have been shunned. And he says that they even have a few cases like that going on in Canada now. Mm-hmm. So this thing is finally starting to gain momentum. It's finally starting to catch fire, as they say. All right? And if Watchtower is the damn capital, we're District 13. This stuff is starting to catch fire. It's a matter of time.
Yep.
So, call that lawyer and see what you can also do in your own community, whether it's talking to the media, whether it's talking to your local Congress, which I talked to a Congress member recently, just told him the situation too, which he seemed uninterested for the time being. But that is no reason to give up, because if and look at history, a lot of causes, they don't really start off being well received. Mm-mm. They start off as a joke. How many no's do you hear before you finally hear a yes? I mean, how many times did someone try to do a class action shunning lawsuit or try to sue the Jehovah's Witnesses for shunning before someone finally won the case? Mm-hmm. When I did the video on this 2 years ago, there was no kind of reports that I know of any Jehovah's Witness successfully getting Watchtower to court regarding their shunning policy. But now, this month, we have someone who not only took their ass to court, but won.
Yep.
So it can be done.
What was the deal on the 50 people?
So, okay, if I am correct here on my information, to have a class action lawsuit, or to begin a class action lawsuit here in America, now I could be wrong about this, I'm not a law student, but from what I heard, is that you need 50 people. So, and that's what I'm trying to do.
I'll tell you right now, we will not have a problem having 50 people sign up.
No, not at all. Hell no.
We can have that in 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I think we just about got that already, because when I put this video up and watching Watchtower earlier, I mean, people were already jumping all in it saying, I'm in.
So is it possible, I'm wondering, that if this lawyer got phone calls from everybody that wanted to get in, well, I wonder how that would push things.
I imagine it would definitely help our case.
Now, he's in Canada, so...
It's a start.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, he's in Canada, so don't know how that's going to affect... Maybe he has a lawyer friend in the United States that, if we call this guy and he gets 300, 400 phone calls, he might be like, hey, lawyer friend down in the United States, right. I got a case. I think you'll win it.
If we make enough noise about this, somebody's going to hear it and do something eventually. Yeah. And that's already proven with the Belgium case. Yeah. I mean, this was such a groundbreaker. This was amazing. I never thought.
And so many people out there will just sit on their hands and not do anything.
Right.
When DeAsis and I became activists, this is what we were shooting for. You know, our goal was to damage Watchtower financially. That was our goal. Take them down. It's always been our goal.
Yeah.
And, you know, throughout the last 2 years, there's been a little sidetracks and everything, but our ultimate thing is we want to see Watchtower pay for the hurt that they've caused so many families. You know, think about all the generations that they've affected, and they got away with it scot-free.
Scot-free.
You know, I'm 47, you're what?
I'll be 38.
38.
38 in August.
We want this to stop now. We don't want his child to have to be subjected to this stuff. I don't want anybody to ever have to be subjected to the hardships that Watchtower puts on families. It just sucks.
Yeah.
And it's a very controlling environment.
Yeah.
It is very culty. I think there's a meme that says, how do you know if your religion's a cult?
Right.
If you decide to leave or something.
See how they treat you when you decide
Yeah,
to
something
leave.
like that. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. So what was that number for that guy again? What's his name?
Yeah. So his name is John McKinley.
John McKinley.
I'm sorry, John McKeegan.
Okay. How do you spell that?
It's McKiggan, and his number is 888-510-3577. And like I said, he is wanting to get a class action shunning lawsuit into place here in the Americas. So it would be nice if we can tackle Watchtower right here on the home front.
Yeah. So let's see. So our call to action for the ExJW community is to give this guy a call.
Yeah.
Leave a message. Tell him your story. Keep it very short.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
No more than a minute. Just say, hey, I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness. I'm being shunned by this person, this person, this person.
Yeah.
This is how long I've been out.
That's right.
And we can just start there.
It ends when we say we've had enough.
Yeah.
It ends when we decide it ends.
And that's true. I mean, when the people stand up,
That's right.
that's when you see changes take place.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
That's right.
is that it?
That's it.
All right. Well, hey, guys, that's what we want to talk about this evening. We hope you've enjoyed the video. We're just going to call this the round table. I mean, we don't have John, but we hope to be able to bring you information that's valuable. We want to bring fun to the videos. Maybe eventually we'll get a green screen or whatever. I just don't know how to operate that stuff.
Put like a nice little beach back here or something, or I'll tell you, or how about Watchtower burning? Yeah, there you go.
So, but
kidding, don't do that. I'm not promoting terrorism.
No.
Can't say anything.
Don't
anymore.
don't promote.
No more
violence.
jokes. No
Yeah.
jokes. It's a millennial era.
So
No humor.
But anyway, so if you like what we're doing, we're going to upload this one onto my YouTube channel. Then Diasis is going to take it and put it on his channel as well. If you feel that the information was valuable and could be helpful to others, please share it on other ExJW sites.
Join our groups.
Yeah, join Watching Watchtower. If you want to join Toppling the Tower, send me a message.
Yep. Both on Facebook.
Yeah, mine's hidden in private because it's just hidden in private. So if you want to join Toppling the Tower globally, you can send me a message. And you can also send us messages on our YouTube channels as well. So is that it, bro?
That's it.
All right.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for
Hope
watching.
you guys take action, and let's get this ball rolling.
Have a great evening, everybody.
Yeah, bringing you another disturbing